Hey, future CPAs, do you know what I hate about CPA review courses? They can't talk to you. So when you're sitting there, you're studying, you come across something that doesn't make sense, you really don't have anywhere else to turn other than customer support, which is slow, and going to a forum or a Facebook group. And you really don't know if you can trust the response. And it's just chaos in there and it's stressful and distracting. But what if there was a smart study assistant that was built into your CPA review course? Well, that's what I want to talk about today. So check out Accounting Copilot. So I've just logged into my account here, and we have CPA exam study tools built into this platform. But we also have accounting tools for your job, for writing emails, summarizing documents, and all this other cool stuff. So let's go through and do a quick demo of how to make your CPA review course smart and able to talk to you. So by adding the Study Sidekick, so we call it the Kessler Edge Study Sidekick, you can ask our chat assistants that are AI powered anything about the CPA exam that you need help with. And so think of it this way. So with these AI chatbots, you can't really, not 100% accurate. So think of it as you're studying with a group of people. So it's like a collective knowledge of everything that's tested on the CPA exam. You might get something that's just slightly off, but the value of studying with other people is that you get to explain your understanding of the concept. The person responds, and then you can assess whether their response is valid or not. So that's really the power of this Study Sidekick. Chatbots, they're not 100% accurate, but it's a great tool to get instant feedback on your ideas and to also learn something new that you can then verify with a textbook or your video lecture or a multiple choice explanation and so forth. So you have your source material and then your study sidekick, and together they're going to get you to the answer significantly faster than if you were just relying on slow customer support that where you ask a question and then you forget that you even asked a question 3 days later when they finally get back to you. So let's go through an example here. So we've got a Kessler card pulled up here. So it's asking, how does GAAP treat the transaction of non-monetary exchanges that lack commercial substance? So let's go ahead and select the lack commercial substance because that's something I don't really know a whole lot about. And the flashcard doesn't go into a ton of detail about it. So it describes it, but I need some more background information. So let's go ahead, type in, hey, Kessler Edge, teach me about lack commercial substance and quiz me. And so the way that Accounting Copilot is programmed, it's going to teach you what it knows about lacking of commercial substance, and then basically give you some analogies, and then also give you a multiple choice question to answer that you can answer, and then it will grade you. So we'll just go ahead, type in C, see what happens. And hey, I'm correct. Option C is an example of a situation that lacks commercial substance. And then basically you can read through it and verify the output. And so this is what I mean. So it can provide you with some really good feedback on a specific topic. And then your job here is to be like, okay, based on my understanding, is this correct? Is the AI correct? And if there's something that is not correct, you can be like, hey, I don't think you are correct. And you verify it and so forth. So you can basically interact with it like you're talking to a fellow CPA candidate, and it will either correct itself or try to get to the right answer. So obviously there are some limitations. It doesn't do calculations very well. It also can't, the journal entries, it struggles with that. But for basic common definitions or concepts, it's really great at being creative and giving you some analogies that you can utilize as well. And so basically, if you're struggling with this particular concept, you can copy and paste these analogies into a Kessler card inside of our platform. You can create get myself out of the way here. So you can create yourself a little flashcard that you can use in the future. So you just paste in that and then a question here and then save the card. And then that's instantly available for you to reference in the future and so forth. So again, it's a really powerful tool to get instant feedback on your basic understanding of a concept. And you might even learn something new. And then once you're starting to feel good with this particular topic, you can have the AI dig even deeper and say, yes, I'd love to know more. and ultimately have a full conversation. So yeah, so it even gives some examples, but again, verify the math because it's not always accurate with the math and so forth. So to me, the value is, again, when you can explain your understanding of something, then that is the best way to test to make sure you understand it. So utilize the chat assistant to explain your understanding of the concept and then ask for feedback on it. And it usually does a really good job. All right. So what else can you do with Accounting Copilot? So we have a productivity coach. So if you are struggling with making time to study, this is a great way to just plug in your current situation and it will give you a list of ideas of things that you can be doing. And again, it's programmed to be a CPA exam coach. And then it will give you a list of ideas that you can do. So use your lunch break, get your family involved. And how do I do that? So give me 10 ideas for number 4. And then here's 10 ideas. So automatically 10 ideas that you can utilize. Pick the best ones. Some of them will be silly. Some of them will be great. And yeah, just give it a shot. It's a great little coaching tool to get you to be fully productive. Now, one of the things that CPA candidates struggle with as well is how do you juggle work plus studying? The best thing you can do is become more efficient at work, right? So maybe you're an auditor and you're tasked with some financial analysis. You have to do some reconciliations and you see something off. Say you're auditing a hospital and all of a sudden you see accounts receivable write-offs. They're increasing significantly. So what do you do? And so this is a great way to get a list of ideas of things you can check before going to a senior. So maybe you're a first year or second year associate and you're given a really, obviously accounts receivable write-offs at a hospital. That's a complex topic. So maybe you just want to make sure you're thinking through everything possible. And maybe this will give you an idea of something that you can check. You can ask an employee and so forth. And maybe it saves you a trip to the senior or the manager to asking a silly question. And it can assist you with this. Or maybe you're a senior and you have an intern and you can give them access to Accounting Copilot and they'll be able to answer their own questions. Another awesome one here is the email copilot. So maybe you're an owner at a small firm and you have a difficult email to write to a client about increasing their fee. So just say, hey, write an email to a client that is kind and patient, but firm about an upcoming fee increase. Click send and boom, dear valued client, hope this email finds very professional email written like that. And then this will be your first draft. You can tailor it to the client. And now the document summarizer, this might be my all-time favorite module that Accounting Copilot has. So basically, if you are in a long email chain and you're not paying attention, Karen CCs you on it, and then the emails go back and forth. And then all of a sudden somebody asks you a question. What do you have to do without Accounting Copilot? You have to reread the whole thing, try and figure out what the heck is going on, and then it's going to waste a ton of time. But what if you had a document summarizer? So I've got a Reddit thread here. I didn't want to pull in one of my own personal email threads. So long email or Reddit thread of a bunch of comments. Let's just imagine that it's an email chain. So go ahead, copy and paste that in, click send, and then boom, it's automatically tuned to basically summarize the entire thing. So the question was, hey, I'm getting ready to quit, but there's a bonus payout. I just got an offer for a new job. Should I hold off and take it or leave the company before the bonus payout? And then basically the summary, I basically summarize all the comments. And then it says, based on the discussion, it is recommended that the user waits until they receive their bonus payout before putting in their 2 weeks notice. And boom, instead of having to read all of this, it just took the key points from the main comments. And again, it will do this with emails. So you can ask it specifically, whatever you can say, okay, here's a chain of emails, and then here's the question that I need to answer. Please summarize everything that's happened and then give me a suggestion for an email to write. And boom, it will do that. Now, this one is super ninja. So if you're somebody like me, I never learned how to create macros in Microsoft Excel. And with the Spreadsheet Mastery Tutor, you're able to do that instantly with no knowledge of code. So for example, one of the scenarios that I put together was, hey, I need a macro that will automatically highlight all duplicates in a particular column plus instructions on how to execute the code. So anything you can imagine when it comes to a spreadsheet, basically it will write the code for you and then give you instructions on how to do it. So I have a spreadsheet here. So here's the data. we need to automatically highlight anything that is a duplicate and do it automatically. So I've got, so if you hit Alt F11, then it will open up this screen here. And then we're going to insert what's called a module. Then we paste in the code, make sure that the quotations are right, because sometimes they get pasted in weird. So then we go over here and then hit, let's see, I believe Alt 8. And then making sure column A is selected, then we'll hit run and boom, it automatically highlights all the duplicate content. So pretty cool stuff. And again, I have no idea what any of this means. I just run the request, follow the instructions. If it doesn't work, then I type in, say, hey, debug. And then, sure, here's the corrected code. And it rewrites however you want it. So very cool stuff. And then we also have what's called the Counterpoint Companion. So say you've got an idea or an opinion that you want to practice presenting to somebody. So for example, maybe you just passed the CPA exam and you believe that you deserve a raise and you need somebody to criticize your argument. So basically just type in your argument or opinion, click send, and then this assistant will always take the counterpoint argument and it will help you prepare and strengthen your argument. So for example, it says, congratulations on passing the CPA. That's quite an achievement. However, passing an exam alone isn't sufficient grounds for a raise. Simply passing an exam doesn't necessarily make you more valuable to the company, even though I'd argue that it does. Can you show me how your newfound knowledge and skills have directly impacted the company's bottom line? So again, this will trigger your basically argumentative skills, and you'll be able to come up and anticipate objections that your boss or your team might come up with. So this is a great way to practice coming up with alternative responses based on how people react to your decisions and your opinion. Very cool stuff. And then we also have, maybe you need to recruit somebody for your team. This is a tool to help create job postings and where to find people who might be experts in PP&E or whatever. It's basically it's a good way to look at resumes, who a good fit would be. You can type in the personality of your team. So if you're looking for a specific personality type, the Recruiting Copilot can help you find the right person and be on the lookout for particular things. But yeah, Accounting Copilot, highly recommend using this tool. It's going to save you so much time. The document summarizer is going to be, you're going to use it every day with your long emails. The email Copilot can save you a ton of time with your repetitive emails. It will create a first draft for you. It's amazing. But if you're studying for the CPA exam, having a study sidekick, somebody who can give you instant feedback on your understanding of a concept, it's a super valuable tool. Just understand that you really can't trust anything that it spits out, but as long as you can verify it against source material, it's going to be a way to get analogies and just a different perspective on the same content, especially if a question explanation doesn't quite make sense. It's a way to get instant feedback on your understanding, and then you can verify it. So again, if you guys are interested, there is a free trial. There's a link below the video or above it, depending on where you're watching this, that you can give all of this a shot. I believe it's 3-day trial, and there should be a coupon code as well attached to the link. So if you sign up for the free trial, you'll lock in a significant discount on using Accounting Copilot. Let me know in the comments how you would use a tool like this. If it's useful, if it's helpful, how you're using it. I'd love to know. They're developing more accounting tools based on your feedback. So it's very important to let them know, the Accounting Copilot team know how you're using the tools and what you would like them to create. Yeah, give it a shot. Let me know what you think. And if you like this video, give it a thumbs up and share with your friends. All right, guys, thanks for watching, and hope you enjoyed the video.